The problem is this piece of pot here goes down into the beans. It's about the same size below the water as above it, as it were, except it's in beans. And it only attaches with this very fragile joint. So I need to strengthen it so that I can move the pot back up to a vertical position again, and then I can check to see if the line coming up here on the pot is going to blend in, hopefully, with this one here. It may be a little bit out, and as I say, we can soften that up then. But I'm just hoping that by reinforcing this area here, that will give enough strength to support this piece when I turn it up. The epoxy putty is a little bit softer than plasticine, and the hardener is the white material that runs up the center. And believe it or not, I'm going to cut a piece off, and so the hardener doesn't start working until it's mixed in with the brown putty, so we just have to mix the whole thing together. I have barrier cream on my hand first. It's not totally good for you. And I'm just mixing the two colors together. It's really important that they're mixed to a uniform color, as parts of the epoxy stay sticky. It has about a 10-15 minute working life, and then it starts to harden really quite rapidly. Okay, what I'm going to try and do now is to support it with this piece of plasticine, which I've got at the back, and I need to support that. So I've got some lead weights covered in cloth at the back. They're quite big, and I just slide them up, and they don't move about too much. It's just starting going off now. You can see it was quite shiny before, and it's about 10 to 15 minutes till you get to the stage where you shouldn't be working it anymore. It's stiffened up like cold chewing gum, and it's already reaching that stage. And if you're not quite sure about it, the best thing to do is to keep checking where you put your fingers on it, and as soon as this glaze, I expect you can see the shiny area here, and as soon as you start working that, the glaze starts disappearing, and it's really getting quite stiff now. So I'll leave that about, I guess, half an hour before I take the plasticine off the back and clean up the back edges in case I've run it through too far. I can do that with a very sharp scalpel, and then after an hour and a half or so, it will be really quite hard, like these areas that I've just filled in here.